Welcome. My name is Flavia and I'm with Skimmer, and I'm joined today by Bryce Sarine, our Skimmer ambassador and a pool pro from Phoenix, Arizona. Today, we are going to get you started from zero to Skimmer and show you just how quickly you can take a brand new Skimmer account to operational and run a day's worth of routes. And Bryce, what do you always like to do with our customers in order to encourage them to get going?
Well, I always say, if you try and tackle the whole project at once, it can be really scary and really overwhelming. So just take it a day at a time. So that's what I think we should do today is just let's set up one route and run with it.
Awesome. All right. So we're going to start doing that. This is a brand new Skimmer account. There is nothing configured here. We are on the quick start menu and we have completed the first step, which is just signing up for Skimmer. But let's start the clock right now and see how long it takes us to go from zero to Skimmer. All right, so time has started. First things first, let's go check out some users. So we are going to come on over to settings and users. All right, so I'm the first user. I'm Jane, but I think we should add a couple folks here. And our first tech is going to be called Malcolm Reynolds. And Malcolm is going to have his name as his username. And we are going to use our Get Skimmer email here and configure an email password Skimmer. Now there's multiple roles you can give people. Malcolm is going to be a tech, and we are going to give him the minimum level of permissions. We're going to just add him as a new user right there. Okay, so we have added one user as a tech, but maybe you also want an admin, right, Bryce? So
Yep.
Let's add Kaylee Fry. Do you know Kaylee Fry, Bryce?
Yep, I know both of these characters.
Yeah. For those of you who are unfamiliar and following along, what's the show?
Firefly, yeah.
Good show, good show. Gone too soon.
That's right.
All right.
And it's good. You can picture an admin is a great thing for like your office staff, so they can see all the back of the house stuff. So definitely need admin for if they're going to be helping you in the background.
All right, so we've added our users. Let's mark that as complete. Download Skimmer and log in. This is going to happen from your mobile device, so you can go ahead and do that. I have done that. It just takes a minute, so I'm going to mark that as complete and encourage your users to log in with their individual username and passwords, and they will have access to the Skimmer app. All right, let's add some customers. Bryce, how many customers am I going to add today?
Well, we were talking about this before, and it seems like the majority of Skimmer clients are only doing 10 to 15 accounts per day. So I say let's do 12, and that'll give us a good baseline to set everything else up.
Absolutely. And we're going to do this the slowest possible way, which is manually entering customers. You can also import from a file, as you can see from the upper right-hand corner, and you'll want to configure an Excel spreadsheet. Make sure your columns are all lined up. We have an example spreadsheet for you to match up that formatting, and you can also import your customers from QuickBooks. But we're actually going to do this manually. So let's get started. Our first customer of our round dozen is going to be Ted Mosby. Let's have Ted Mosby. All right. Billing address 6401 Hewlin Bend Boulevard.
Yeah, we kind of decided that a lot of people who are just getting started are coming from pen and paper, and even though you probably use QuickBooks, you can probably export to Excel. We want to kind of show a worst case scenario where you have to type it out, and even then it's not that bad. That's right. That's right. All right, so mobile phone, we can include a fake number for now, 555-5555. We definitely always want to. Not enough fives. Not enough fives. Kill me on the fives. Let's see, 555-5555.
555.
You probably need 3 more.
555. There we go. All right. And in order to get the best out of your Skimmer experience, you'll definitely want to include your customers' emails from the get-go, and tags. So tags are amazing, but they are not necessary to get you started and on the go. So that's something that you'll have to look up and enjoy. Let's see. Service location information, same as your billing address in this case, but sometimes they're different, right? All right, we have a pool, and right down here, we can add on the spot the route assignment information. So we are going with Malcolm. Let's go with Thursday, frequency weekly, and we can just get started, right?
Yep.
So we have successfully added one customer. Let's add another. Let's go with Ron Burgundy. Texas.
And now we're going to be in super speed. So
that's right. Okay, so for this next customer, Rafael Solano, and I think this is maybe customer 4 or 5 so far, what we're going to do is we're going to show you another field to make things faster. So first, let's get his address in there, 1800 Rogers Road.
76107.
Perfect. All right, our fake phone number, 5555-5555. Okay.
Check out that address again.
Whoop, wrong state. Thank you. And it was
76107.
107. Thank you very much. And service location, same as the billing address. But one thing we're going to show you here is you can input some helpful customer information. So for example, you can include a gate code here. Maybe it's 123. You can include a dog's name. Maybe that's Sparky. And right from this panel, you can include rate and labor cost information. So let's presume that for Rafael, it's going to be 150, and it's going to be per month with chems. And our labor cost, what do you think, Bryce? I think we can get an estimate here, perhaps of maybe $25 per stop.
That sounds good.
Okay. And we're going to do an estimated minutes at stop. We're very big on healthy habits when you get things started up, and all of this information will come back to help you later. So there is a different part in the Skimmer app where you can adjust rates and labor costs in bulk for your customers, but we want to show you that you can do it right here from the get-go. Without having to navigate to another part of the application if that's not what you prefer. So we've got Rafael loaded up, service location, we've got his rate information. Let's say Rafael has a spa, and once again, we can assign Malcolm to Thursday every week, and he's going to start right away. And we'll show you later with some other customers an easier place to save route information. So far we've got 5 customers. We're almost halfway there. Okay, let's load up our last customer. Our last customer is going to be Kelsey Kimber. and her billing address is going to be 1800 Rogers Road, Fort Worth, Texas, 76107. 76107. Am I good, Bryce?
That's what I got.
And we have our fake phone number, 234, and our friendly customer support email. You should put your customer's actual email here. And we're going to make the service location the same as the billing address. And we are going to come back to our quick start dashboard and mark complete the step of having added customers for tomorrow's route. So what we are missing here from the quick start menu is, we could have gone through with and done the same thing that we did for Raphael with all our customers, is just enter that route stop right there and you would be ready to go. But we decided to skip that because we want to show you the other ways to add customers to a route. So we're going to navigate over here to the route builder. Bryce, how much do you love the route builder?
A lot. I know most people who are going to be watching today probably won't have heard, how much money you can save by optimizing your route, but it's crazy, especially if you start to pay hourly, as your company grows. So it's a huge thing, and it's something, later when we're talking about the app, I'll kind of dig into too. It's something that I'm constantly watching and modifying.
So first things first, it's time to actually build the route. So as we added customers, we assigned some of them to Malcolm Reynolds' Thursday route. But what we didn't do was assign the 8 other customers who are in Malcolm's route, because we want to show you that you can click here, more options, and show active customers who don't have route assignments. And when you click them, they will populate right up here, and you can click add route assignment and they will be added to Malcolm's Thursday route. So we'll do that right now. Just like that. And I think that's the last one. That's it. There are, whoop, somebody's way out here. Almost missed Marshall. Oh, this is a heck of a route.
Yeah.
So that's 12 route stops. So you have this route loaded up. Now, if you want your technician, if we want Malcolm to visit these customers in the order to which he is accustomed, you can just drag and drop the route stops until it matches the existing itinerary. But what would we rather do, Bryce?
Optimize.
Oh yeah. All right. So up here at the top, the lightning bolt is your magic button. We're going to optimize this route, and it is going to find the shortest distance between all of these route stops. And that is the route that this team member will take. There's a cool feature here. You can start from a company address. You can end at a company address. You can even add an employee's personal address if you really want to optimize for accuracy. But today we're just going with assuming we're going to start with Ron and end with Veronica. So let's optimize. Okay, so we have a route. Close that. We've got a route, and we'll just navigate right on over to the route dashboard. There's no work today, but there is work tomorrow. And here you can see Malcolm Reynolds all ready to go. And as he completes those stops, these route stops will light up in green and we can track progress. But there's a few other things we're missing. What do we need to go do, Bryce?
My favorite part, the service emails.
We do need to configure the service emails. So we're going to do that. All right, we're going to turn it on. And today's company is actually called Riverside Pools. And we even have a cool little logo for Riverside Pools that we are going to upload and add to this. Oh, We're going to save the settings for this to take effect. So now whenever you send out an email, your logo will appear at the bottom. But we want to configure this email a little bit. I like our header. Your pool is now sparkling clean. Our message, thank you for choosing us to keep your pool looking great. And here is one of my favorite parts. You can decide what information to share with your customer, right? Include chemical readings, dosages, completed checklist items. I think they want to get to know Malcolm. Let's include the name of our tech and let's require a photo with each stop. Customers love photos, right, Bryce?
Absolutely. And, that's really proof that you were there. It's kind of indisputable.
That's right. It's nice for the customer and quality control for you. So you're looking at this and you're thinking, how do they pull in the chemical readings and the dosages and the checklist items? Let's go configure that right now.
One thing that's great is a lot of that stuff does come pre-configured, but we know no two businesses are the same. So when we pull it up, you'll kind of be able to customize it specifically to your business's offerings.
That's right. So here we are at readings and dosages. Bryce, would you coach me through this? Let's talk about setting readings and dosages. And why don't we start with free chlorine?
Yeah. So free chlorine is pretty much set up the same way that you'd be able to do it if you were using the test strips already. The UOM stands for unit of measurement. So in this case, we use ppm or parts per million. And then on the right-hand side, you can see those are the different options that your team members are going to be able to select. And you see that select button there, that's going to be the most common one that pops up for them. So this is actually something that changes in the app. So yeah, let's select the number 3 because it's kind of in the middle of what we're going to be looking for that free chlorine reading. And that means that when they pull it up on their app, it's right in the middle. That's the one that it's centered on. So they can, of course, swipe to lower or raise it, but most likely it's going to be the closest to what they're looking for. So it's another small thing that saves just a tiny bit of time. But as you add up all those savings, it does, I guess, add up.
Time is money, Bryce. So I've been told.
That's
All right. So our free chlorine is configured. Let's move on to total chlorine. Where should we set our default here?
Probably about the 3 as well. We really want your free chlorine and total chlorine to be the same, and hopefully they usually are. So,
and if you never see readings beyond perhaps 10 or 12, you can delete these, right?
Yeah,
it's clutter.
absolutely.
That's clutter. And if you decide that you want to add even more precision in your values, right? You can, I need to actually add the value.
Yeah.
You can,
if you're using something like a spin touch or something like that, that'll, get within the 10th of your readings, you might choose to do all of those readings to get as precise as you can.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you can add the values that work for you. So we're going to leave it at whole numbers. I'm going to delete 3.5 here. I'm going to save. All right. Perfect. So we've got our basics: chlorine, pH, alkalinity. Let's talk a little bit about dosages. So let's come over here and configure tabs.
So yeah, when we get to these values, there's something really important that you start to see, which of course you still have the UOM, your unit of measurement. In that case, we would probably put, in each, like the tabs, but then down below you have a cost per UOM and a price per unit of measurement. So cost is what you pay, and then price would be what you charge your customers. So I think that I know this is another thing that's big in a lot of different markets, but 100 tabs will cost you, somewhere in the vicinity of like $250 right now. So that means each tab is about $250 in your cost. And then, your price, that's going to be up to you. We kind of like to shop the competition, the big stores, and figure out what their price would be for the bulk, the best thing that you do, which would probably be around $350 right now per tab. And then that box right there that says can include with service, go ahead and check that. Then that is, if you're going to have customers that have chemicals included, you're probably going to include the cost of tabs. And it doesn't matter if you choose not to include those charges, you're going to be able to, if you choose to be, where no chemicals are included in service, it'll still show up on that invoice.
That's right, because Skimmer allows you to set different types of pricing models. Service with chems, without chems, and then with specific types of chems. So here you can say, chlorine's included, acid is not. Chlorine and acid are included, something like Algitech is not. So that's where you can go and configure those things. So here for pH down in this scenario, we are going to be doing muriatic acid. We are going to use ounces as our unit of measurement, and we're going to get really granular and talk about cents. We'll be including this with service, and we are going to save that. And another cool thing here, you can drag and drop these readings to the order in which you'd like them to show up in the mobile app. So what we've done here is we have configured a few readings and we have configured a few dosages. We have added the appropriate unit of measurement and added cost and price, which, trust me, you want to do this when you can from the get-go. It provides very valuable information to you later. So we have our readings and dosages. It's time to configure our service checklist. So this shows up as a list of tasks for the team member who is servicing a route stop. And how else is this information useful, Bryce?
So it'll also show you how often things are done. It'll kind of track timing for you, which is great when we talk about backwashing, making sure that you're doing it as frequently as you need to. Plus, there's just tons of other ways to kind of use this to communicate different things to your customers and help your technicians remember to do specific things at each home. And then you can even customize it to individual homes as well.
That's right. And remember, we configured our service emails such that we would share completed service checklist items with the customer. So whenever a team member is out there and they complete these service items, those are going to show up in the email. So if Bryce is the team member, Malcolm here, who's running this route, he's going to see skim surface. And when it's completed, it's going to say skimmed surface. And that's the text that will appear in the individual customer's email, only if that task was completed. So Bryce, any changes you want to make to the service checklist before we get on the road and run some routes?
The only thing that I like to do is differentiate between your pump basket and your skimmer basket. So at the top, it just says empty baskets, and then I might change that one to empty the skimmer basket. And then we can add an additional task as well.
Let's do it.
And, as your, company gets, the more you're using Skimmer, you're going to add a lot more things to this. I think that my list is probably like 15 items long now. And there's a lot of different applications that you'll be able to figure out eventually. So
that's right. And if you go to the individual customer's account, you can actually configure individual service checklist items that will only show up for them. But that is above and beyond. Our goal here is to just get you out on the road. So I think we have everything we need to get out there and start running a route. Malcolm is ready to go for Thursday, the 26th, 12 customers. And we have readings and dosages. We have our service checklist, and we have, am I missing anything? I think we have everything.
Yeah,
We need to
you're
complete
ready.
the work.
You're ready to go for that, weekly service.
All right, so we have 12 route stops for one team member. And if you can check the clock, that's how long it took us to get everything set up for one technician. Now, obviously, once you have your readings and dosages set up and your service checklist set up, now you kind of have the foundation for running a pool servicing and repair business on Skimmer. And now it's a question of just adding those customers. And as we mentioned earlier, you can import the customers via spreadsheet, you can import via QBO, or you can simply add them one by one. Okay, so we have a route all set to go for tomorrow, for Thursday. We've got readings and dosages configured. We have the service checklist configured. We have the service email configured to delight your customer, inform them, let them know all the important work that you are doing for them at their service location. Most important thing, we need to make sure you get paid. So we are going to navigate over to customers. And initially, with our first customer that we uploaded with Raphael, we showed you how to add a route stop right on his individual customer account. With another customer, we showed you that right there when you added that customer, you could configure their service rates. But we didn't do that for everyone because we want to show you how you can do that in bulk. So we are going to come on over here to the customers tab, select service rates in the upper right-hand corner. And we are going to select all of our customers. And let's see. All right, so we've got all of them selected, including Rafael Solano. But we are going to override all of that. Well, let's say, actually, let's leave Rafael alone. Let's say we have a special deal with him. This is his rate. But for everybody else, we are going to bulk update a rate type, and everybody's getting charged $175. Rate type is going to be per month with chemicals. We're going to estimate a 25 labor cost per stop. And we are going to save. And now you are going to be capturing all of that service rate information so that once you finish running the route tomorrow, once Malcolm finishes running this route tomorrow, all of that great information will show up in reports. So we're ready to go. That's what it takes to go from 0 to Skimmer. And you can check the clock and see how long that took us. We didn't rush. In fact, made a few mistakes, didn't save appropriately a few times, had to go back, really learn the system. That's all part of getting to know Skimmer. And now what we're going to do is we are going to cut over to the mobile app and show you what it looks like for Malcolm Reynolds to get out there on the road and all the fruits of the labor that we just put in configuring Skimmer. All right, so let's see what it looks like in the app to get going and run some routes. So our username was Malcolm Reynolds. Our password was Skimmer. You can pick something a little more secure than that. There it is. Okay, so no work today, but there's work tomorrow. So I'm logged in as Malcolm Reynolds. And when I select this, I see all of the route stops all ready to go. And when I go in and select Ron Burgundy, we can see our configured checklist down here. To empty skimmer basket, skim surface, vacuum, backwash, empty pump and basket. Now readings and dosages isn't showing up because this route stop is set for tomorrow. So I'm going to perform a one-time move to move this to today so we can show you how it all looks. All right, so I'm selecting Ron. I'm going to move selected customer to myself to today. Navigate back to Wednesday. All right, let's see our one route stop. We didn't add any items for today. And here we go. So we're going to complete the checklist item just by swiping, empty the skimmer basket, skim the surface, vacuum, backwash, empty pump basket. What do we think? Today's readings, Bryce? Maybe a 3.
Do that one the same, the 3.
3. Or do we have a
7?
Do we have a balanced pool?
Yeah.
Clean 7. Clean 7. Alkalinity.
Say an 80.
All right. And we didn't check cyanuric acid today, so we're just going to leave that blank. Dosages, not much necessary, but maybe to manage for the upcoming week, 2 tabs of chlorine.
Cool.
All right. And that is all we are going to do. Just 2. Just 2. Nothing there, nothing there. And I'm going to take a note.
These notes are
very clean. Cool.
The notes are something that goes specifically to the office and not something your customer sees, but it allows your technician to communicate directly with the office.
That's right. And we have the email messages. These are the default. If we want to leave a custom message, we can do that here. Again, another thing you can configure in Skimmer, but the goal for today was just to get you going and on the road. And you can take a picture. Actually, you're required to take a picture to complete a route stop. I'm going to take a picture of this humidifier here, not actually at a pool. And that's it. That's how you finish the stop. I'm going to finish.
That's great.
And that's all the stops that are ready for tomorrow. So I'm going to stop sharing. Bryce, what didn't we do today that can be covered in, that is covered in Skimmer's very large knowledge base of videos and content?
The thing we call the Swiss Army knife, so to speak, for single stops or work orders.
That's right.
A huge thing that Skimmer offers that we didn't even talk about it, and that's really because you don't need it day one. It's for the weird things that pop up in the future. I think we have almost an hour long that we did together on that already. But there's a lot more. We didn't touch on what the reports really are, and tags we briefly mentioned. We didn't talk about broadcast emails. There's a lot more that comes down to what I said at the beginning. Don't worry about it today. Today's about getting started, and we just do add a little bit of stuff on each week. And over the course of a year, you're going to find your life is so much easier and your business is much more successful. So
That's right.
Just focus on that 1 week at a time mentality, and don't try and take on the whole project at once. So
yeah, absolutely. Well said. I think people find that doing a little bit every week, maybe you don't need to configure every single reading type during week 1, and you just add them as you need them. The other thing we didn't talk about was the shopping list. Skimmer helps you keep track of various items that you may or may not keep on your truck or in your store, and the shopping list is a way to keep track of those items. Make sure that you get paid for those items when you perform, one-time installations or repairs, or even selling something as simple as a skimmer basket. So there's plenty more. We have a really fantastic knowledge base that answers all of your questions. And as always, our customer support heroes are awesome. They know everything about Skimmer. So if there is something you are trying to accomplish and you aren't sure how to go about that with Skimmer, please give us a call or email us at support@getskimmer.com. But this was going from 0 to Skimmer, configuring just 1 day's worth of route stops and getting you out on the road and started.